power.
All right.
Oh yeah, call lightning.
Indeed.
What the hell happened after I left?
We got in a fight, basically.
Ramnol came back.
Uh-oh.
Came back first blood.
So you guys are essentially a force that met up with an opposing force of gnolls. These gnolls are a war band. They're not, for your information, Mal, they're not just gnolls randomly, 5 or 6 of them. It's an entire war band of like 50.
Mm-hmm. These
They
are just the
have
5 or 6 that we're fighting right now.
So actually, these are the 3 leaders. The small ones are called Flinds, F-L-I-N-D, pronunciation notwithstanding. They are essentially gnolls that are closer to their demonic heritage. Therefore, they have more demonic nature to them.
I can see that.
And their bodyguards are Shasuva. They're scorpion wolves, scorpion hyenas. Let's be specific. The remainder of the warband is actively battling your forces around you. So what's going to happen is at the end of the round, which is about to happen actually, because we stopped right as this Shasuva here moved. And that's when we stopped. The green is call lightning, courtesy of the druid. The purple is actually a healing spell, I believe it was, courtesy of you.
Ah, such a good healing spell. I believe it's Aura of Life or something like that.
And Dronga is riding on the mushroom tree.
Thank God.
She is literally riding on the mushroom tree.
Aura of Vitality. That's the one.
Sounds right. All right.
Hey, Tony.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you share the map with me again?
I can. I'm actually having. I need to turn you up because I'm using my laptop because I want to. There we go.
Fair enough. Oh, thanks.
That's where my headset was connected for gaming last night, so that's where the headset stayed. So we're going to pick up there. The first thing we're going to do before that, I don't remember if you were here, Mal, when I discussed this, but when you have battles like this, you have a chance of, it's called the NPC danger table. You have a chance to have an NPC, one of your forces, injured or killed. And so I took the time to code and create a fancy table, at least. So whenever it gets to the end of the round in a battle that involves your forces, there is a chance they will be injured. What that looks like is this. So
Yay!
No. But a 20 is a faction member killed, and 18 or 19 is injured. It will randomly select the faction. But so the longer the battles go on, essentially the more people that are injured. Leadership of either side being killed typically would result in the others fleeing. So bear that in mind when you consider your strategy.
Gotcha.
It is now
Sorry for the brief interruption. Sorry. I don't have access to smoke for some reason.
What's that?
I do not have access to smoke.
Ah,
like the character sheet.
why. Let's find out why. It would be because you typed in your name on this new computer, you lowercased the stickman instead of capitalizing, but it is now at your disposal.
Rookie mistake, my bad.
Fool that you are.
Right.
Fool of a duke.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to move on up here. Try to squeeze in between the Meryl spam here. And I'm going to go ahead and try just using my short bow and
Oh.
dang. Still just
Oh.
not doing really good with this here.
Quick question. I don't know if it was mentioned, and I just completely forgot, which is a likelihood. But these green arrows, what do they represent?
It was a marker for
Okay.
how far you guys could go ahead.
No, that was a marker for Merrill Sparm. He was holding position and ready action if somebody crosses that line because he's got a 15-foot reach.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Cool.
this
Cool.
was I phrased that poorly. Exactly what he said. That's as far as you guys can go ahead and be within Meryl's reach, and that is the name of the mushroom king.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Alright, I'm good.
I'm gonna try and take another pot shot at this one Shuzuba here.
Uh-oh.
Another 9. I'm gonna run out of arrows at this point. Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my remaining 10 feet of movement. I'm just gonna take a position underneath Meryl, I guess.
Where?
I'm just gonna like stand underneath him. Alright, and that does it for me.
All right. Did you need the map, Smoke?
No, I got that.
Okay, just making sure. So the Shisuva there moves forward. Let me get this up myself. So it moves forward. At this point, it provokes an attack of opportunity. I'll let you go ahead and roll it. I'm going to pull
Woo!
hoodie on.
Let's say it goes with the grappling strand. Grasping strand.
Nice.
Hit. The target is grappled and takes this. Wait, until the grappling ends, the target takes 9 bludgeoning damage at the start of each of its turns. So you take that now or next turn?
Let me pull them up to make sure. It was grasping strand.
Yeah.
Target is grappled. Until the grapple ends, the target takes damage at the start of each of its turns. So it takes
So
damage
next turn.
next turn.
Cool. Cool.
So it's grappled in place, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it
reading
didn't say it
now.
pulls it closer, so.
That's
Yep.
probably for the best.
Yeah.
So it can essentially keep things at distance.
Yep.
So this Shisuva is wrapped in these vines of the blight, and it snaps its tail out and
Uh-oh.
doesn't seem to reach you fruitlessly. It looks like it is capable, but is choosing not to sting you.
Like to not sting Meryl.
Yes, it
Okay.
snapped its tail out, and it could reach you, but it didn't.
Okay. Interesting.
Sure, that's fine.
So this Shisuva moves up, and unlike the other, it does snap its tail out. This one snaps out and aims directly for Marl. And
Oh, fuck.
we should have they should have alternate ones that aren't as celebratory when it's an enemy.
Just do
Yeah.
the opposite. Oh.
Oh. Change the effects to nat ones. Sound effects nat ones for enemies.
All right. And with that tail sting, Meryl has a Constitution saving throw, which I rolled.
Yep.
And it is subsequently shaking off the poison from that tail stinger. All right, Agile. It is now your turn.
That gnoll who just moved up, does he have a ranged weapon?
The gnoll, as in the Shisuva.
The Flint.
The Flynn, the 15.
It has a longbow, yes.
Well, let's stay on the one I have my hunter's mark on. I'm gonna gonna go ahead and throw a dagger at Shisuva number 24. No sneak attack, unfortunately. Or actually, do I get sneak attack? Is it technically engaged with the tree?
The Shisuva is number. Let's see, what is this number?
24. This
24?
one that just attacked me.
This one is.
Yeah.
So sneak attack applies. Very nice. Big boy damage, big boy damage. And oh, I guess I might as well use a bonus action to throw another one. Very nice. And that is my turn.
Ranga.
Doki. So if I remember correctly, I'm raged. I am. Okay. I am going to reckless attack first and foremost, and I'm going to throw a javelin at Jasuba 18. Reckless? Oh. Why did that not roll with advantage?
They have been granting disadvantage for some strange reason.
Let me see.
Interesting.
Are they dodging?
No,
he wouldn't be.
That didn't come out as disadvantage. Let's see. Reckless
But
attack.
she
No,
had
it just came as a straight roll.
because she had
I would-
advantage. But Spirit
should have
had
advantage.
disadvantage.
Yeah,
Or-
I had disadvantage every time I tried firing an arrow or something.
At which ones?
At
The two
anything.
at the Shosuvas.
You shouldn't have disadvantage.
Let me see which ones they specifically were.
I can scroll up too and see if we can figure that out.
Shisuva 14.
The
For now,
bastard.
do you want me to just re-roll another javelin?
Give me just 1 second. I see the disadvantage from Indomitable.
Oh, it says you're grappled and restrained and prone.
Oh.
Me?
That
Some-
could be it.
That's
You
how I did
and
it.
Yep.
did I be
Restrained,
grappled?
prone. Let's do this. You
Rolling your prone.
I'm prone.
Yep.
Oh, it's probably from the last fight.
They should
There's
have all
lots of
expired.
Left
That should have all. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Let's see.
No, don't you guys remember when you all decided to try and like belly crawl up to the fight for some reason?
You guys are just like rolling around on the ground like worms with knives.
So let's retroactively fix that real quick, because that should have been fixed. All right, looks like you did 2 attacks. Go ahead and re-roll your 2 attacks, Agile, against whoever made you angry enough to take those shots, or Spirit.
Alright.
Dronga, you didn't roll a disadvantage there, but it should have given you advantage. So let me see
Yeah.
why Go ahead and roll yours. I'm
Okay.
gonna look through hers and see if
Alright.
that reckless, brutal, critical,
Nice.
rage.
Yeah, that's
There you go.
That's
Go
the
ahead and roll
first
that
one.
damage.
Alright, and second attack is nice.
There you go.
Yes, go ahead and roll a second attack for that javelin. The reason why you didn't get the advantage. Well, let me rephrase this. Hold on that second attack. The reason why you didn't get the advantage is because you threw the javelin. Reckless attack gives you advantage on melee only.
Oh,
That
well,
makes
I'm a
sense.
silly fart.
Now, if you want to change that, I'm perfectly fine with that.
I forget that's only melee. Yeah, if I can reckless, I mean, likely that they're going to be able to hit. Ways. Okay, so then I will just throw a second one. I don't know how to. So, I will throw one at Shasuba 24. Oh, and that feels
Yeah.
so good.
Nice. Hell yeah. You love to see it.
Done.
Love to hear the cheers for our side.
Right.
And I'm only frenzy raged right now, so I will finish my turn that way.
Alright, so this flind, the one thing you notice almost right away with these flinds and the Shasuvas is they seem to be operating with a slight increase in intelligence, not drow level intelligence, but it's definitely something more along the lines of an experienced leader. Now, that being said, the Flind moves up with his longbow and draws the longbow and makes 3 ranged attacks at Marl.
Oh.
He pulls out 3 arrows and fires 3 arrows. Only one of them manages to lodge, and even then, it's only taken off like one of the little fungal stems. Nothing of any concern or any major concern for
One of
And
his
then
chin
Marl.
mushrooms.
And
One of
then
his
the
skin
3
mushrooms.
Shosuvas surrounding him take attacks of opportunity because of that critical miss.
Unfortunately for you, that's gonna be a no.
Damn it.
Let's see what he can see
No.
though. Not enable line of sight. Give me 1 second. I want a player preview. Okay. Oh, it's because of the light. All right. So he can see. What was that? What were you saying there?
I was just about to ask. My deflect missiles only comes into attack when they attack me, right? I
That
can't
is
do
correct.
it. Okay, that's what I figured. I just wanted to verify that.
Actually, there's an interesting question.
Hit it.
If you were to have a class ability that let you interpose yourself to take damage instead of a fellow, would you then be able to use deflect missiles to deflect those missiles?
That's a good question. I can't answer it off the top of my head, but I can look it up if you remind me. My
Yeah.
default answer would be no, because
Damn
the imposition of yourself in between an attack is not something you can do in terms of is typically requires a bonus action, as does the deflect.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was thinking about the action economy of that. Yeah.
That's precisely what it would be.
Damn it.
This
What if you
this
were
flind
hasted?
also kicks loose a couple arrows. One hits and does 1 point of damage. So they're not very good with those bows. But that being said, those flails they're carrying, those seem very, very, very nasty.
I'm just gonna make my own little 30-foot circle so I can move it around. Adra's gonna stumble up onto the towards the sound of combat, and gonna go ahead and that's a much more target-rich environment. Don't mind if I do. And cast Shatter on that 10-foot circle, capturing those flyings and Shosuvas over there.
Like you do.
Hopefully this does some bad stuff to them. Not gonna lie, Shatter is the reason why I love Bards so much. It's such a fun spell. Because they still take damage. Alright,
Very nice.
that's it.
All right, so this Shasuva back here is bringing up the rear. While this Flind moves to here before firing the triple longbow Admiral. And just like its compatriots, it is not as effective at hitting, but a little more effective at targeting.
Here's another quick question. Does Marl count as cover?
No, he is 2 sizes larger, so he doesn't even count as a penalty. Movement
Nice.
penalty.
No. Come on, cat.
I mean, like, is it like hiding behind a wall to not get shot if I stand where I am?
It is not.
Damn it.
Wrong leg.
Alright,
Yeah, roll.
That's more
Roland's just
leg.
gonna move up. And if I cast this here, would I hit all 3 of those guys or no?
If it touches their square, yes. I may scroll
Cool.
up and see.
Sorry,
Yes,
sorry,
you
go
hit
back.
all 3. No, you're good. It centered me on you, so.
Yep. Okay, so we'll target those guys. Call lightning as my action. Failure, failure, success.
Yeah.
Alright, cast that 4th level, so there's the damage. Oh, did I miss the one? No, I didn't. Okay.
Do they take half? Because yeah, you got all 3. Okay.
Yeah, one of them would have taken half because they resisted. And then I will cast Healing Word on Meryl at. Yeah, let's make it 3rd level. Where's my pen? I'll just say, good work, Meryl. Keep it up. Lame.
Oh man.
Okay.
Still puts
That's
into
my
full,
turn.
doesn't it?
Sorry?
Still puts into full health, doesn't it?
No. It's only 19 damage though out of 164, so it's not that bad. And he gets 4 attacks.
Oh,
He gets
Yeah, he
4
does.
freaking attacks. So he's gonna go tendril on this guy. Oh yeah. Tendril on the other guy. Miss. He's already got the one guy grasped. So he'll try to grasp the other guy. Nice. Doesn't take damage this turn. And then now that he's got both of them, well, he's got one of them grasped. So he's gonna bonus action bite. This is Shiva 24.
I'm changing some of these texts. While you do that, it's a personal pet peeve of mine when you copy.
Gotcha. Okay. That's all he's got.
Yo, Meryl's a badass.
Right?
All right, I think I took all the references to Free Blight out of there.
Okay. I didn't mind, but okay. I understood.
The shield guardian for now is going to just move up to behind the gang.
I changed the description on Marl. I apologize. I will move him up. There we go.
Yeah, no problem. I think for now that's probably the best bet because he's not going to be able to do anything aside from just get hit a shitload of times if I put it in front of everybody. And we're supposed to keep this guy alive.
Well, alive for a
Preferably,
relative
anyways.
term anyway, yeah.
Have to
Yeah,
return him in slightly used condition.
Yeah, the paint cannot be chipped. I don't want these damn gnolls to key my shield guardian.
All right, so
My deposit.
this
Yeah.
this Shasuva moves up and snaps that tail out, missing, and the others move closer. Where is my table? There it is. I created a fancy table for this. I'm debating on how far to take it because Fantasy Grounds lets you combine tabling. I'm going to show you guys how this works. Let you combine tables with different tables with other tables, so you can actually create like a long chain of tables. So what I can do is, watch this. I think that'll work.
Oh,
So it will automatically roll. Obviously that one doesn't count, but I might, if I get bored, I might throw in what type of injury. But no one was injured at the end of that round. Indomitable Spirit. These Shasuvas are essentially lined up there blocking your path. Essentially, they seem to be holding the line with some form of confidence that their gnolls will be able to wipe out your forces, and then their forces will be able to be brought to bear to bring you down.
Well, not if my short sword has anything to say about that.
Heck
yeah.
yeah. Eat my
Alright,
sword.
now I'm going to use my second attack to hopefully do this guy in. And,
Oh.
Uh-oh.
well, alright.
Ooh.
That's an
And
attack of opportunity right there.
3 tail stings come in from 3 different directions.
Alright.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Oh,
Titties.
piss.
That's not
Okay.
so bad.
I should have asked if you guys wanted Meryl to move up too a little bit.
So
Then how
the
are we
first
supposed to punch?
tail stinger snaps in,
Oh,
and when it does, it injects poison into you, and your limbs seize, putting you in a state of paralysis before the second Shasuva snaps its tail out, apparently expecting you to be dodging, tries to get a shot in where you were gonna be, except you weren't there due to paralysis, so it misses. And the third Shasuva deciding to add to the pain also gets in there. You can't be paralyzed twice. By the way, they've been adding some nice features to Fantasy Grounds Unity now that they've got everything the way they want it. So you'll notice where some of the hit points should be changed, or the damage should change to reflect whether or not you are lightly damaged, the coloring. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my guess is what they added.
Yeah, like healthy is green, critical's red, moderate's yellow.
Yep. So you guys are indomitable. You are now paralyzed, unfortunately, and that's going to be the end of your turn. You will get
Fuck. Alright.
uh,
Alright.
you get to repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that paralysis saving throw over again. And since it wasn't the end of your turn when you were first hit,
yeah.
so you managed to shake it off before it gets a full grip on you.
Alright, good. Good.
Outstanding. Now that you are kind enough to bring yourself close to the Shasuvas, they are going to go as full bore as the Shasuva number 18 here on the left snaps its tail back out, and as it does, it also bites down on your arm.
This was a mistake.
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
And that paralyzed venom is reintroduced into your veins just as you're shaking it off. Looks like he's got some ongoing damage from Hunter's Bark. Is that what that is?
Sorry, it's from
Shouldn't be
Marl because
ongoing.
he's grappled. The 18 should have got it too. I didn't realize that was an effect, not just a thing.
It is. You want to roll the damage?
24 got it, but 18 I think needs to get it.
Do you want to roll a d6? I'll add the
there we
6.
go.
That's 9. So I'll just drag this one over to 18.
Okay.
And then I'll just roll one up on top.
Cool.
Apparently I can't. So that's 9 and puts him at... There we go. Alright, so he took the damage, and I see the effect is now on him. And he also brings that tail to bear with a bite. I don't think... Looks like that's a miss, and I forgot to target. And as Agile or Indomitable Spirit moves forward, you guys start to see that they may have been planning this, as the line there puts the second row of Shasubas within tail stinger range, as they can move up and apparently he's targeting a Shasuva as well, so that he snaps that tail above the front row and hits Spirit. This time going right through the center.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it does appear that Meryl Sparn is not the only one with reach. So that may explain why they pretended they couldn't reach you to lure you forward.
See, the thing is, I would have used mobile to get the hell out of the way if it hadn't been for that goddamn natural one.
Yeah, where you got paralyzed.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Really does suck, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start by throwing a dagger over Spirit's body at the one right in front of him.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not gonna use sneak attack on this one. I'm just gonna let the damage hit.
Okay. That's good damage. Hey, yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's
Alright.
good damage.
That's not so bad.
Death description at your discretion. You can feel free to pass it.
Another one of those
on it.
scenarios where these psychic daggers, it hits him right in the forehead, but there's no mark. He just drops. Maybe a little blood comes out the nose or mouth or something, but those daggers don't leave a mark.
Yellow
Even
liquid
better.
comes out the ears.
Ooh, I like it. And then I'm going to throw my offhand, smaller version of that, right at. I'm going to go to the one to the left. That one I am going to apply the sneak attack damage to. Alright.
I like
Be
how
my
even your
turn.
non-crit is just like a crit.
You know. It is what it is. And that would be my turn.
All right, Dronga. There's a hole in the line.
Yeah. Okay. Ballsy. I'm going to. I'm still raged. I'm going to throw my last javelin at this Shasuva. Okay. Piercing damage. Eat my javelin. That fucking sucks. So you just took no damage for that. That's absolute. And then I have a question
Shoot.
to do. Can I leap from Meryl Sparn and launch myself basically at the Shasuva's head and like make my attack as I do that?
Yes.
Will I take damage?
So, what's your strength score?
Ooh. My strength is 19.
So, as a general rule, you are when you're doing a long jump, just a straight up jump,
Mm-hmm.
you can jump a distance equal to your strength score if you have some at least 10 feet of running, or half your strength score. So 10 feet. So yeah, you can jump that. And no, I wouldn't say you'd take fall damage.
Dope. So I'm gonna fucking just run off the edge and like come down with my great axe in my hand, and I'm just gonna come down fucking swinging hard at this Shasuva's head. So I will jump essentially to there.
You can give yourself advantage for that attack, that first
Fuck.
attack, not all of them.
And attack. Come on, baby. Yo,
Nice.
smackety smack. Okay, not bad. That's not bad. Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Good to know, good to know. I think I only have two attacks, right? Frenzy gives me a third one, but I haven't frenzied.
Correct.
However,
However,
I'm going to frenzy now so that I will have 3 attacks on my next. So I am. Do that right? Frenzy, extra bonus attack, suffer exhaustion after raid. Okay. So I have just done that. I have applied it. Position, and that's my turn.
all right. So these flyings are apparently deciding to get involved. The first one moves up, lost the movement speed, and I don't know if that's anybody had any waiting ready actions, but this flying moves up and makes 3 attacks with each of its flail heads at Dronga. So these flail heads are skulls, and they have different effects. The first one he hits you with has a numbing aura. I thought it targeted you. Let's try it again. We'll drag that over.
It is.
And it starts to numb you as it rolls in, and with your +9, you feel it trying to paralyze you. And for you, luckily, it does not. The second one is carrying a different aura. This one hits as well, causing minimal damage, but
Uh-oh.
it
Fucking
Bottom of the
Ted.
swing gang.
muddles your mind. So you must make at the start of your next turn, you get to roll, and I'll come up with a roll, and you will make a melee attack against a random target within reach.
Nah.
Hey, wait, hold on. I'm just looking at my rage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Frenzy, I
I just
feel like
want to
that's something
see.
for that.
It probably does, but I leave it up to you guys to read it.
So my rage. Okay. I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. In battle, you fight with primal ferocity. On your turn, you can enter rage as bonus action. While raging, you gain the following benefits if you want to army.
Mind control effects would be what?
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't say. No, I am. I'm immune to like arms and that kind of stuff when I'm raging. I know that as like just from basic rules, but I don't see it in here, which is weird. And then frenzy just says that I do an extra one and I get exhaustion. I just want to do a quick Google check because I'm pretty sure I'm resistant.
Do it. Despite all the rage.
Yeah, you can't be charmed or frightened, but I don't know if this is a charm effect.
It is. It's considered a madness effect. I would call it a charm, but yes, the ability you're looking for is on your sheet as mindless rage.
Ah, okay, so it's on my sheet. Okay.
Now,
That
mind
would be in
you,
my abilities.
you're not immune to it. Rather, it's suspended during the rage. So if you were ever charmed or something like that, it would suspend it, but when the rage ends, it comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, so that doesn't affect me right now.
correct.
That's what I wanted.
But this third head, the
Oh, for fuck's
God damn it.
Oh.
is known as the Flail of Pain, and it does psychic damage, and a lot of it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
fuck.
It typically is going to do just 5d10, but a critical hit brings it up to 10d10
My
plus
fucking god.
5. So that third flail head connects and just sends a psychic reverberation through your brain, and you also are leaking fluids out of your ears and nose, but that is all. And you now see why these Flines are the leaders of this army, with these flails granted to them by their demon lord Yanogu. They are vicious.
I actually resisted it. I resisted one whole damage.
I like that. Alright, so here's what
What?
Adrian's gonna do. Yeah, you resisted like
1 out of
7
63.
damage.
It
No, I
says that
didn't.
she took 56 damage out of 63.
Yeah.
Because your resistance
The
Oh, I
bludgeoning
already
type.
had
was
damage.
for the
Gotcha,
bludgeoning.
gotcha.
It's 2d for the bludgeoning damage is only 1d10. The 4d10 is psychic. And you can't resist
Sorry.
it.
I'm literally looking at my wound and it's a 62, and then I looked at the damage and it was 63. And it just I'm flabbergasted right now. That's all that is. Can carry on. Sorry.
Alright. So here's what's gonna happen right now. Is we're gonna cast Shatter at 5th level. Right about now. As Adrian cups their hand over their mouth, but no sound comes out, and then it just explode. Boop. Oh, that didn't get all of them, bastards.
Sound effect provided free of charge.
I see what happened there. 1 second. I had the wrong character selected.
That happens.
Alright, and here we go again. Boop. There we go. And then I just go 1, 2, 3, extra dice. There we go. Oh, something died.
Beauty.
Did a couple did something die? Looks like there's fewer arrows. Anyways, and bonus action. Bonus action. We're gonna heal up our indomitable spirit right there.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Let's see. Where is my aura of vitality? There it is. You're still paralyzed, but
Yeah.
that's fine. What's the worst that could happen, right? You're not dying anymore.
So paralyzed does not go away even upon going out. Good to know.
It does go out when your blood stops pumping, but you're technically not dead. You're dying.
Yeah, you got poison chemicals still rolling around in you as long as your heart's beating. So if your heart just stopped beating, like you would be fine.
I'm just going to imagine she's just laying face down in the dirt right now. And just thinking to herself, this is becoming distressingly common.
Maybe I should seek a new line of employment.
Alright, rolling.
They're lining up for me. They're getting all in there. Fuck, I can
Do
get
it.
all of those guys. Sweet.
Do it. Let
All
the
right.
hate flow through
Yeah.
you.
I'm channeling my hatred for these fucking guys.
Unlimited power.
Oops. Yeah, okay. There. 4 of them. Action. Call lightning.
Nice.
Only 1 success. Cool. At 4th level.
And if
my
it
God.
succeeds, it still takes half damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Only one of them takes half damage yet. And that guy's dead, apparently.
Fucking eat it.
Fried him to a crisp.
I'm just
Try
gonna
to
keep
be crisp.
upcasting AoE spells because it seems to be working.
Yeah. I don't even like my 5th level spells. Fuck them. Bonus action. Who should I heal? Let's see.
Probably the one that
Yeah,
is-
probably. No. Because Spirit's just laying flat on the ground, paralyzed. They won't know that she's alive yet. Until. Yeah, she just looks like a stiff board on the ground for now.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
cast. Let's cast healing word. Let's cast healing word. Shut up!
Healing word, shut
Healing
up.
word level 3 on Draga.
Love you. Love you, Roland. It helps a little.
I can't touch. Well, I could come up and touch you, but I don't really want to get that close.
Oh, bother. Don't. I'll give you something to think about it.
Okay, and then Meryl. Now there's some more guys in my zone. That Shisuva's dead, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, number 18. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Tendril attack.
Uh-oh.
Lame. Tendril attack. Woo! Grasping strain on this Shisuva. Cool. So he is grappled.
Nice.
Grappled. Grappled. And then another grasping strand on this flying. Nice. He is also grappled. Grappled. He's gonna move up to hover over Ranga and Spirit so that he can get this bonus action bite attack on this blind. Did that roll? No, it didn't. There we go. That's a hit. Cool. 3d8 piercing damage. Fuck you. Done. Just fucking sending all these fucking vines out to these guys.
So good.
Mushroom vines.
Now the shield guardian is gonna start just punching the shit out of this Shosuva. Let's see. Fist 1. Fist 2. Alright.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
14's their AC. Cool.
Okay.
Attacks don't count as match.
Nope.
So weird.
Neither does Meryl's, by the way.
All right. So the Shasuva is going to continue to focus their attacks on Marl. Let me drop this, get this proper targeting. It is rolling that ongoing damage. So
Oh, it did roll it? Cool.
It did 9 damage. A tail stinger, and it's close enough for the bite, trying to bite in there. That
Oh, no.
It
Oh my
snapped
God.
Holy fuck.
Their bite is vicious. They are large creatures, and it just rips an entire chunk of that mushroom flesh off. With a critical hit, of course.
Yeah, that's rough.
Mycelium.
The mycelium, indeed.
Yeah, Meryl's farm is a poisonous mushroom, so...
Death saving throw.
Oh, just kidding. Yeah.
Wait, oh,
he's
I was
he's
like,
actually
wait,
a psychedelic.
No.
Oh,
Alright, let's
Solve for that.
remove some of these targets. And the Shasuva in the back brings that attack onto the Shield Guardian. Unfortunately for the Shasuva, the construct, I believe, is immune to being poisoned.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll believe that. Yes. It can't be charmed, exhausted, frightened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Alright. I apologize, that Shasuva died. I didn't delete it.
So am I still? Yeah, I'm still paralyzed. What exactly am I going to be able to do at this point?
Nothing
Roll a
until the
save.
end of your turn. If you would like to roll it yourself, you very much may. The paralysis of a Constitution save DC 14.
14, huh? Alright, well, let's see if we can do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I will remove your paralysis, but that still is the end of your turn, unfortunately.
Alright, well, I'm just going to continue just laying face down in the dirt.
Just
Roll
moving
some
your
good
fingers now.
Yeah,
Playing possum.
yeah.
Alright. The Shasuva here is also moving up and targeting Meryl. Let me remove Indomitable Spirit so she doesn't take an unfortunate bite. It manages to tear another chunk off, but the tail doesn't connect.
Hey, Tony, quick question. Does this
Mhm.
count as hitting every single enemy? Or
It's
Except for that one, maybe.
I see a little red in that circle.
I guess.
that does technically. Yeah, it does.
savage.
Hilarious.
Yes! Yes! Alright, go ahead.
Whoa, Ghost Jerkus is back.
Ghost Jerkus lives on in
Yeah.
my soul.
And move my hunter's mark onto Flynn 15 with a bonus action. And then whip a dagger at his forehead. As you do.
As you do.
Cool dice color.
Not bad, eh? Not bad. And that
Not
is
bad.
my turn.
Forgot my thing time. So I'm going to make 3 of my attacks. I'm going to spread them out between flying 15 inches to the 6. So
Okay.
Flying 15. That's a hit. Takes damage. That's dope. But it also takes my slasher feat, which I keep fucking forgetting to add. Not that it matters, but it's there just in case. I'm going to use my second attack at flying 15 as well. Titties. Oh, yeah, it hits. Take that, you bitch. Hey!
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Smack the shit out of that one, and then I turn around and I smack the shit out of this one. That's... Yeah.
Get him.
Fucking, I'm a boss.
I'm a boss.
Well, I rolled a 4, and
Yeah.
I keep forgetting I have a plus 10, so it's fucking intense. I rolled damage, I think, right? Damage, great arts, tissue, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3 attacks, and that is totally, it's not.
Does Dronga yell that like after killing the
Yeah.
Flinto? Like,
Yeah.
I'm a badass.
I am a sexy shoeless god of war.
I can't even do it with my accent. I'm like,
I'm a bloody badass.
Oi, bruv.
Oh, bro, I'm a
badass, you
bloody
know?
badass, eh?
when did we get
he's lying,
English?
that's okay.
I
did
can't
I
do
come
an
from?
Irish accent, so this is all I got.
No, I'm from fucking Birmingham. I can't squeeze through, like, I would. On me. No. Tomorrow. Look on me. I can't go this way, can I, Tony? And squeeze by?
You could. No, you can't. Sorry.
No? Okay. No, that's fine. I just wanted to know, because I couldn't tell if that's, like, a wall is right there. Okay. So then I will just stay right where I am.
Nice. You take that ongoing damage. Flying 8. It's the small victories.
Yep.
All right.
Celebrate
So-
when you can.
This Flind is going to take issue with Merrill Sparn with his triple flail, bringing this flail of madness,
Oh,
luckily,
Ah,
no.
damn it.
is the minimal damage one, provoking a wisdom saving throw. There you go.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
cool.
Oh, right. I always get that
Success.
confused.
And the
Oh.
flail of pain misses, doing the tremendous damage, but the paralysis slides through, but he shakes it off.
Fuck yeah, Meryl. Fucking badass.
All right.
Was that
Just
was that move for Roland coming up, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, you didn't miss it. I'm just prepping.
Oh, he's the wrong ones. Just gonna go ahead and do Shatter at 4th level, I guess. Why not?
Oh, why not?
It's been working so far.
Yeah. Whoa!
Nice.
Critical damage in there?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then gonna go ahead and bonus action heal
Mhm.
spirit again.
Good call, good call.
Man.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, man.
Yeah. Well,
Eh.
It's 3 I
there's
didn't
only
have
so much
before.
you can do.
All right. Here we go. And that's it. There we go.
Tony, I have another side question. Sorry.
You ask as many as you got.
If I had an inspiration and somebody rolled a like natural one, could I give them one of my inspirations to use?
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
Cool. I only got one left.
All right. So, the Shisuva back here is within range of no one, I don't believe. Nope, he's not in range of anybody. But this
Eat it,
Flind,
you
on the other
dumb
hand,
boy.
is.
Nope.
And he's going to move forward and try to drop some pain on Drunga.
Oh no.
See, bringing this flail. First, he swings the flail of madness, then the flail of paralysis. The madness provokes a wisdom saving throw, which, as we discussed, is not under effect. It only lasts 1 round, so it's moot because it'll be worn off
Nice.
before your actual before your rage wears off. The flail of paralysis, on the other hand, can actually have some effect if it were to work. And then
Not today.
the third head, the flail of pain, misses, which is probably the best one.
The fucking Lord.
Do I heal or do I? E. Sorry, Meryl. Okay. Let's see. Who can I get? Who can I get? I can get those 3 again, or I can get all those guys, or I can get those 3.
Kill the boss.
Yeah, let's get the Flinds and that Shisuba. Okay. Let's go with this guy, and this guy. Call
Oh, is this your
lightning.
call lightning? Yeah. Nice.
Success.
Okay, still takes half damage.
Ow.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Beauty.
And then I will fourth level healing word Meryl, because he's my friend. 3. That's so fucking lame.
Oh, what is it with this
One,
healing
one,
this round?
Lame.
Everyone's
yeah,
just getting
fucking
all the
nuts.
healing, just the lame healing.
Let me make sure I mark that off. Okay. That's his turn done.
Well, on the plus side, at least we're getting all the lame rolls out of the way, so that way we can get the really good ones out later on.
Yep. Gonna tendril the Flind. That's probably not gonna hit. Yep. Tendril the Flind again because he looks hurt. Yeah.
Nice.
Bludgeoning.
Do it to him.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna go for grasping on this guy. Miss. Grasping on this guy. Miss.
Oof. Rough.
Bite attack on this Shuva because he's got him grasped already. Okay. And that's Meryl's turn. Fortunately, I couldn't heal him anymore.
The old guardian.
Sorry, I was metered. Just got a
It
punch.
happens.
Whoop.
Gotta punch something.
That was not the right one. It's okay. What the fuck? Hold on. There we go. Have the right guy attack. Undo
Just
that
do the punch.
damage.
Just do the punch damage.
Was
Don't worry about it.
Jeez. There's too many circles.
Shisuva 14. You said undo.
Yeah, I attacked before I damaged before I attacked, and it missed.
Oh, there
the
we
other
go.
punch.
Oh man.
Also, there you go. See, it was.
Oh, man.
Oh
I can
man.
see the future, man.
Yeah, you
So
take that ongoing damage.
And Shisuva 14 is going to take that ongoing damage and lash out with a bite and a stinger. Unfortunately, the bite is what hits and does the most damage, but it is tearing away at these creatures. The tail stinger is the only thing this Shisuva can get in, but it does hit. Injecting that poison into the shield guardian, but not in, an effective manner.
Yeah.
All right. Indomitable Spirit, you have some life.
Okay, well, normally I would get up and try to attack again, but seeing as how that hasn't worked out for me, I'm gonna go ahead and just where is use my key point to just well actually yeah, just I'm gonna use my key point to bonus action step of the wind to disengage, get the hell out of dodge, retreat back to relative safety by rolling backwards.
Roll back to where the healers can touch you.
Yeah. But since that was a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and use my regular action to just take a pot shot at the flying with my short bow.
Nice.
Get him. Get him.
A 1. And then use my second attack to try and pepper him with another arrow. Get wrecked, fool!
Yeah, get him.
Alright. And that does it for me.
All right. The Shisuva here is attacking Meryl Sparn. They are very
No.
singular.
Leave
But
him
on the
alone.
Meryl dodges both.
Start by moving up just a little bit.
Just a little.
And I guess I shouldn't take any chances. I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on the Flynn and then throw a dagger at him.
Kill him.
Get it with fire.
There we go. Just getting the buttons going on this computer of mine. Holy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Similar
That,
scenario. He's bleeding out of his holes.
as the last blind goes down, you see a distinctive change as the Shisuva dematerialize, having been directly connected to the Flines. They are no longer, it's essentially whatever was holding them to this plane of existence is no longer present, so they are not able to remain. And with that, the gnolls around you continue to fight for a short amount of time before they realize that they are essentially leaderless and they begin retreating. Your troops start to give chase, but are quickly reined in by your lieutenants, their commanders, so that they cannot give chase into the Underdark in a wild rout. Having defeated the having defeated the warband, you now have a better understanding of what happens when a warband of gnolls descends upon a community. They're essentially wiped out. That's why a warband of gnolls is so deadly. They'll just essentially shred through a town, even if it has defenses.
Yay, we did a good thing
Woo,
for
woo,
for
woo.
once.
For once, indeed, yeah.
Nah, usually we do pretty good stuff.
Try to do good stuff, and then doesn't always have the greatest consequences.
Where'd they go?
They
Well,
essentially
They
they're
just
no
fucking
longer
disappeared.
they're not well, the Shasuva or the gnolls.
Strongest probably talking to the Shisuvas.
Yeah,
The
yeah. They just
Shasuva
fucking disappeared.
essentially they were unsummoned. They were
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
linked. The gnolls just fled. So this was, for those of you who are tracking, this was day 16 in your travels to Araj out of 42. You've been seeing evidence for the last few days that there was a warband somewhere in the vicinity of this area. So it's not surprising now that you have wiped them out. You can proceed a pace back, but your people are going to. I mean, there were some injuries sustained, nothing that on an injury table, such as missing an arm or something like that. The
Did you write this in the other of Marl Sparn's sheet there, Tony?
you know what, Marl's
Sparnariffic?
first off, he needed a description.
Let me read it.
Let's-
Marl is the
Sparnariffic was a
most
good one.
Marl to ever Marl in the history of Marls. Sparnariffic.
It sounds like
I
some
Canon,
see.
kind
that's
I
of
see
canon.
nothing wrong with that.
I
There,
just noticed it.
Tanner.
I just
Sparnariffic sounds like some kind of like 50s era
yeah.
snake oil description.
All I'm
Buy
saying
Sparn
is,
oil by Marl Sparn. It's Sparnariffic.
you're welcome.
Oh, I would have completed my rope of climbing at this point. Fuck. Jeez, since we've been on the road for so long.
Hmm.
I just laugh at the fact that Tanner was like, "Hey, did you write this, Tony?" And Tony's immediate response wasn't a no.
I may or may not have done something. Yes.
Indeed, you're welcome.
Not give me my damn rope of climbing.
Let's get you a rope of climbing. I bet you. You know what I would say?
Been working on this for months.
That is a Sparnariffic rope of climbing.
Sure is. Nothing is Sparnier.
Exactly.
Everybody be nice to Marl. He just saved your asses. Took all that
Yep.
fucking damage.
Yeah. Fucking.
And
Just Marl though.
Huh?
Yeah, and nobody else.
It was
Nobody else.
just Marl.
Just Marl.
I mean, Marl carried that fight.
Yeah, Marl was.
We all did good. We all did good, but Marl, oh,
Be
Back
nice to
off
Marl.
Marl's head.
If we're not nice to Marl, he may leave us in 14
That's true.
days.
It's
Oh.
so specific. It's very specific.
Well, it's after 30 days of casting the spell, and it's been 16 days. So
He essentially gets to decide whether he wants to stay with you guys.
After we used him as a mushroom shield.
I healed him.
Yeah, that's true.
A
So,
mushroom shield. Amazing.
Next game, we will continue your travels to Araj. I mean, when it comes to Araj, the travel, like I said, you guys are a big force. You guys may encounter things. Your troops will encounter things, but nothing. You're not going to have too much openly attack you. A force of, I don't remember how many it was. Let's say 40 to 50 soldiers tramping through the Underdark. They're everybody's just going to kind of shy away from you, except the occasional warband of gnolls led by Flines. They thought they could take you. And they took one of you down. But,
Only briefly.
just briefly. But so that's where we will resume. And what you guys can expect next game is details on traveling. Very likely, I'd say you probably are looking at arriving at Araj next game. And at Araj, there will be some role playing probably towards the end of next game and the game after that, followed by a choice you guys get to make in which direction you want to go. You will end up going in all directions, so it won't be do you want to do this and never do that, but which of these options do you want to do first? Well done, guys.
Well, thank you.
Sounds good.
Excellently
GG, guys.
executed.
Epic
Couldn't have
fight.
done it without Marl Sparn.
You know, that fight was
Sparnariffic.
Sparnariffic.
Indeed.
If it wasn't him, it was gonna be me. So
Sparn by my
I can
Sparn.
concentrate on spells a lot better if somebody else is taking the damage.
Yep.
Alrighty, take care, everyone.
Have a good
Yeah,
one.
easy.
Have a
good
good night.
game, guys.
Take
See
it
you
easy,
next
everyone.
week.
Oh, by the way, probably won't
Oh?
be able to play next week because I'm at a wedding, and so
Oh,
is Malachi.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
On a Wednesday?
They're getting married on Thursday.
Thursday, but I'm there Wednesday night.
They don't want to take up the long weekend.
That's kind of it.
God bless them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I get a super long weekend.
Alrighty then.
Have a good time.
Yeah, enjoy
you.
yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Alright,
we
alright.
will.
Alright, guys.
Later, y'all.
Later.
See you later.
Yeah, take it easy, everyone.